database connectivity. So that is Java API getting for a database connectivity with different DBMS such as MySQL, Oracle, then IBM DB2, okay, SQL Server. So you can use any DBMS. These are the DBMS actually, database management system softwares. Okay, MySQL, then your Oracle, IBM DB2, Ingress, Postgres. These are the different DBMS. So you can use JDBC API getting for connecting your Java application with this DBMS. So JDBC is one of the API, database API. Second one is ODBC. So Open Database Connectivity. So this API was developed by Microsoft. Okay. So before JDBC, actually, the developers were using ODBC API getting for connecting Java application with different DBMS. Okay. There is one more OLEDB. Okay. So that is also developed by Microsoft, but that is not for this Java language. That is the API for the languages which were developed by Microsoft. Getting, for example, C# is there, VB .NET is there. Getting, so for .NET framework, you can go for OLEDB or ADO.NET. So these are the four examples of database API. You can say that getting, which allows you to connect different applications with different DBMS. Getting, now we are going to use JDBC. Getting, why we are going to use JDBC? Because see, Java JDBC is a Java API. Getting, this is Java API. That means before JDBC there was ODBC, that is Open Database Connectivity, and which was developed by Microsoft. Getting, and ODBC was written in C language, and you know that C is platform dependent, so that's why ODBC was platform dependent, and that is less secure one. So that's why what Java developer have done, that means Sun developer, they have developed their own database API, and that is nothing but JDBC, Java Database Connectivity API, and that is totally written in Java language itself. Okay, so now no one is using ODBC for Java application to connect with DBMS. They are using JDBC. So that's why we are going to prefer JDBC. Okay, ODBC is for Microsoft technologies. Getting ODBC, OLEDB, ADO.NET. Okay, so we are going to use JDBC API. Okay, so what is JDBC API? JDBC API is a Java API, and that is used to connect and execute the SQL queries with the database. Now database you can use any, DBMS you can use any. It may be MySQL, it may be Oracle, it may be Ingress, it may be Postgre, it may be IBM DB2, it may be Microsoft Access, it may be Microsoft Access. Okay, so I'm going to show you MySQL demo. Getting Java application that will be connected with MySQL. Okay, in exam also I will prefer MySQL, but remember that you can use this JDBC for connecting Java application with any DBMS. It may be Oracle or it may be SQL Server also. Getting, SQL Server is from Microsoft. Getting, your Oracle is from Oracle technology. So no matter which DBMS you are using, JDBC allows you to connect your Java application with those DBMS. So remember that. Getting, now this Java JDBC API uses one concept to connect with the database, and that concept is called as driver. That is JDBC driver you will require. Okay, so suppose just consider this diagram. What we are going to do, we are going to connect our Java application with DBMS. Consider this is Java application. Java application means our Java program. Getting, so this is Java application. What we are going to do, we are going to connect this with DBMS. So it can be anything. MySQL. DBMS is what? It is a software. Getting, Oracle, or it may be Access, Microsoft Access. Microsoft Access. Okay, now our job is to connect our Java application with this DBMS. Okay. Now, for connectivity, what we are going to do, we are going to use JDBC API. Okay. What we are going to use JDBC API. JDBC. Different classes and interfaces getting, and again those classes and interfaces have some methods. Okay, so the API means what? It consists of some classes and interfaces, and those classes and interfaces may have some methods or may have some inbuilt object getting. So we are going to use JDBC, that is Java Database Connectivity API getting in this Java application. Okay, in this Java application we are going to use JDBC API that will connect getting your Java application to any of the DBMS. So which DBMS we are going to use? MySQL. Right now I'm going to show you, but in the same way you can connect with other DBMS also, your application, Java application. Okay. Now if I select MySQL as my DBMS, then there will be separate driver getting. Now to connect this Java application with DBMS, first thing you require some API. So which API we are going to use? JDBC. Why we are going to use JDBC? Because ODBC was developed by, or that was old one, and that was developed by Microsoft, and that is written in C language, and that is platform dependent, and it is less secure. So that's why Java developer getting Sun developer, what they have done, they have invented their own database API called JDBC API, and this is totally written in Java, so it is platform independent. Getting, see, different DBMS are there, getting, and we can use the same API, that is JDBC, but there should be different driver for different DBMS. So if you are using Java application, if you are connecting Java application with MySQL, then separate driver will be there. Getting, if you want to connect Java application with Oracle, separate driver will be there. If you want to connect a Java application with EMS Access, separate driver will be. That means driver will be separate. Driver means what? It is a software. Getting, for example, suppose I am using speaker. You are using speaker of your mobile device or speaker of your laptop. So speaker is a hardware device. Speaker is a hardware device. So to get that audio, we require what? Driver, that is audio driver. So for every hardware, there is a driver installed on our machine. Suppose I am typing something, so I am using keyboard. So keyboard is a hardware device, but there is a keyboard driver installed on my operating system. Getting, so similar in the same way for this DBMS, getting, for this database, driver is required. So driver is also software. Getting, so here that driver will act as an interface between this Java application and DBMS. Okay, so just remember this diagram. Just getting the concept, what we are going to do. See, we are going to write our Java application, and in that Java application we are going to use JDBC API that allows us to connect this Java application with DBMS. DBMS can be anything, but getting, so in between Java application and DBMS, there is a driver. So this driver will be different for different DBMS. Okay, JDBC will be same. JDBC API will be same. Getting. So this we are going to do. So which driver is there? See, for MySQL, this driver will be there. com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Getting. For Oracle, see, driver will be different. Oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. Getting. Okay. And see, these are the different APIs. I already discussed that JDBC is for Java and any type of DBMS. ODBC, that is for open database connectivity. You can also use that for Java, then C, CPP and any DBMS. But they are preferring what? Microsoft DBMS. Getting, that is SQL Server, like that. OLEDB do the same, but again they are preferring the Microsoft technologies. ADO.NET is for .NET technology, that is C# and VB for those languages, and again DBMS from Microsoft. Okay, but JDBC is a platform independent. You can work with Java and any DBMS. Okay, so see, I have listed only two drivers here. MySQL, this driver is there, and for Oracle, this driver is there. Okay, and see, we are going to use this package, java.sql package. Getting, so this package contains the classes and interface which are required for this database connectivity. Okay, so you need to import this package while performing database connectivity with the some DBMS. Okay, now these are the 5 steps you need to know getting while doing the database connectivity in Java application. So very simple, the code is there. You need to remember only this sequence. So what is the first step you need to do? First, you need to register the driver. Getting, so we have seen the driver. What is the driver? com.mysql.jdbc.driver. So that driver you need to load. That driver you need to register. Okay, to the your application. That means you need to dynamically load. So that is nothing but registering of driver for database connectivity. Second thing, now we have registered our driver. Now what we need to do? We need to establish the connection. That is, you need to connect your Java application with DBMS. Okay. So that is establishing connection. Now what is meant by establishing connection? You need to specify getting where your database is present. Getting, so it may possible that suppose my MySQL MySQL database is present in another country. Getting, so I should know the IP address of that machine where that database is located or where database is resided. So I should know the IP address of that machine, and then I should know the port number of that database. So these are the 2 things required. Then you need to specify which API you are using. So right now I'm using JDBC. So JDBC API. And again, one more thing, I need to specify which DBMS I'm using. So I'm using MySQL. So see, these things you should specify while establishing the connection between your Java application and DBMS. Which things you should specify? See, first thing you should specify, that is which API you are using. So I'm using JDBC. Second thing, which DBMS you are using. So I'm using MySQL. In case of Oracle, Oracle is there. Next, I need to specify the IP address of machine where the database is installed or located. Getting, so right now I'm using localhost. Next, port number of that database. Next, what is the database name? See, there is difference between database and DBMS. See, this is DBMS, and by using this DBMS we have created some database like this. We can consider this is database. So I'm giving RIT as database, and inside this RIT database we have some table. Getting, there may be some table. So I will draw the separate diagram for that. See, what will be the scenario? All should pay attention. See, I'm using MySQL DBMS. So DBMS is what? It is a software. Getting, it is a software. Right now DBMS subject. Getting, so DBMS is a software actually. It can be MySQL, it can be Microsoft SQL Server, it can be Oracle. Getting, it can be Postgre, Ingray, IBM DB2. There are many more. Thousands of DBMS are available. Microsoft Access is also DBMS. Getting, but that is actually used for, or that has limited facilities. Getting, okay. So we are using, whenever we are using the Microsoft technologies, then we are using that Microsoft Access. But here also you can connect Java application with EMS Access also. Getting, so right now I am using MySQL DBMS. So DBMS is a software which allows us to create and manipulate the database. Getting, so database is different. So consider we have created RIT database. So by using this MySQL DBMS, we are going to create the database and consider RIT is my database. And inside this RIT database, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create table. So table will be like this. Suppose you can create multiple tables. Suppose I'm going to create a student table. Okay, there may be faculty table also. And these are the, you know that these are relational database management system. Getting these are relational database management system. That means data will be stored in the form of table. Data will be stored in the form of table, that is column and row format. Okay, so see what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to create 3 columns. For example, roll number, name, address. These 3 columns will be there in student table. Getting the flow, see what is required. You can't directly insert the records. First you have some software. So which DBMS we are going to use? MySQL. Then by using MySQL we are going to create RIT database, and inside RIT database we are going to create the student table, and then we can insert record, we can update record, we can retrieve the records from that student table. Right now I'm going to do this. Okay. Okay, so in establishing connection, you need to specify all these things. First, you need to specify which API you are using. So JDBC I'm going to use. Which DBMS? So I'm going to use where that database is present. So right now I'm going to use localhost. Instead, you can also specify the IP address of machine on which database is installed. Next one is port number. Then next one is what is the database name. So here I'm going to create RIT. And then 2 more things you need to specify, that is username and password of that database. Getting, so for whenever we install that database, sorry, DBMS, whenever we install DBMS, getting, suppose here I am installing MySQL. So while installing that MySQL, I need to give the username and password. So that username password you need to specify, because that is confidential. Getting, so you must know that username and password. Next one is creating the statement. Third step is creating the statement, and fourth step is executing the query, actual query. That means suppose I want to retrieve the record, so I need to execute the select query. Suppose I need to insert, so insert into query you need to execute update table, then delete table, alter table. So they are the queries. And last one is closing the database connection. So these 5 steps you should remember. So I will show you the demo. Getting, so see what you need to do. You must require the MySQL. Getting MySQL. So what I'm going to use, I'm going to do, instead of separately installing MySQL, what I have done, I have installed XAMPP server. Getting, so I have installed the XAMPP server. If you already installed MySQL, then that is also okay. Getting, but I have installed here XAMPP. That's why I will open MySQL through XAMPP. See, XAMPP control panel. You can get this XAMPP on internet. So I have installed this XAMPP already. See which DBMS I'm going to use. Which DBMS I'm going to use? Yes. Which DBMS I'm going to use? MySQL. See, XAMPP is not DBMS. XAMPP is actually it is a, what you can say that it is a separate software which gives you MySQL like that. Internally MySQL is, that means when we install XAMPP, then it will ask you whether you want MySQL. So like that I have checked there, that is I want MySQL. Getting, because it gives you user interface, that's why good user interface, that's why I have installed XAMPP. Getting, okay, but if you have separately installed MySQL, that is also okay. Okay, now see, to get the user interface, very good user interface, that means that user interface you'll get through some web pages. Getting, so see, through browser I'm going to access that here. Through browser I'm going to access the MySQL user interface. So To access that user interface, some web pages are required, and to run those web pages, I require server. Getting my point? See, here I have opened the Java-T point. Getting, so this is web page. This is web page. See, this web page is part of this website Java-T point, www.javatpoint.com. So to install, or sorry, to get the to run this particular website, or to run this web pages, to load these web pages, we require what? Web server. In the same way, see here, this is new tab. Here I am going to load, or I am going to use the user interface of MySQL. Okay, so what XAMPP software has done, they have created some web pages to access the user interface of MySQL. And to load those web pages, we require वेब सर्व्हर. गेटिंग माय पॉईंट. आपल्याला वेबसाईट लोड करण्यासाठी आपल्याला वेब सर्व्हर लागतो, म्हणजे सर्व्हर साईडला. गेटिंग, सर्व्हर साईडला ऍक्च्युली काय लागतो? वेब सर्व्हर लागतो. जसं की टॉमकॅट आहे, जर अपाची टॉमकॅट असेल किंवा मायक्रोसॉफ्ट जर वापरत असेल टेक्नॉलॉजी, तर तुमचा IIS असेल. गेटिंग, IIS सर्व्हर असेल, लाईक दॅट. किंवा लिनक्सला हे झॅम्प हे ह्याचं आहे, क्रॉस प्लॅटफॉर्म आहे. जर तुम्ही लिनक्ससाठी जर पाहिजे असेल तर लॅम्प आहे. गेटिंग, ओके, लॅम्प आहे ह्याचंच व्हर्जन. झॅम्प म्हणजे क्रॉस आहे, दोन्हीकडे चालतं. जर विंडोजसाठी फक्त पाहिजे असेल तर वॅम्प आहे. समजलं? हे झॅम्प हे काय क्रॉस आहे, दोन्हीकडे चालतं. लॅम्प म्हणजे लिनक्सवरती पण चालतं आणि विंडोजवरती पण. जर फक्त तुम्हाला विंडोजसाठी पाहिजे असेल तर वॅम्प असेल, आणि जर लिनक्सचं पाहिजे असेल तर लॅम्प आहे. लॅम्प, वॅम्प आणि झॅम्प. आय एम युझिंग द क्रॉस. ठीक, ओके. तर मला काय करायचं की आय वॉन्ट टू यूज द युजर इंटरफेस ऑफ MySQL. सो to get the user interface of MySQL, I need to load some web pages. So to load those web pages, I require web server. And now which web server I'm going to use? Apache. So I have installed both Apache and MySQL from XAMPP. So first I need to start Apache. Getting? So just start Apache. So what is Apache? Apache is a web server. Apache Tomcat is a web server. What is the use of web server? To load the web pages. Getting? So see, start Apache first. So see, it is starting now. Port number इथं आहे, and then start your MySQL. Start your MySQL. So it is showing here port number. So what is the port number of MySQL? 3306. Getting? This is the port number of this MySQL DBMS. Okay. So server is running, and now how to get the access of that, or how to get the user interface of that? So see, simply here type localhost. Getting? In browser, just type localhost. You'll get the dashboard of XAMPP. You'll get the dashboard of XAMPP. See, you got this user interface. So this is nothing but web pages. These are the web pages. Okay. And now to get the user interface of that MySQL, just click on PHP MyAdmin. Now you'll get directly the user interface of that MySQL. So these web pages will be loaded because of that Apache Tomcat. Just getting, what first step you should do? You should first install XAMPP. While installing XAMPP, three things are important. Install Apache, that is web server, that is used to load the web pages. Then second, you need to install MySQL. Getting? And now while installing MySQL, it will ask you to give the username and password. So remember that username and password. Somewhere you need to note down that, because you need to mention that in Java coding. Okay. So see, this is the user interface of MySQL. So what I will do, I will create database. Suppose I am creating RIT India. I will create, because RIT is already there. RIT India database. All should pay attention. RIT India database mention and create. What is the command for creating database? If you want to do command through command, you can also create database user interface, create table, and now I will create the student table. It is asking me to select how many columns are there. So 3 columns. Right now I'm going to add and just click on go button. So it will create the structure of table. Getting? And now you need to give the column name. So roll number type is integer, name type I'm selecting varchar, and then address, then varchar also. You need to specify the what happened. Student. See, columns are roll number, name, address, and these are the data types. Int, varchar, varchar. And here you need to specify some size of that varchar getting for varchar. How many characters are allowed? Okay, so see, table is created. Getting table is created. See which steps we have done. We have installed XAMPP, then we have installed Apache, we have installed MySQL, we have given some username and password for MySQL. Then your DBMS is ready now. MySQL getting now we have created database. See this diagram, this database. So RIT India I have created getting because RIT is already there. So RIT India I have created. And then we have created student table with 3 columns, roll number, name and address. Right now, see, this is empty table. Okay, so I will manually first see, I will show you select, then we'll go for insert. So right now I will manually insert some records. 16 with sorry address, just use go. Getting row inserted, just you can browse the see row is inserted. I will insert one more row. 11. See, your table is ready. Student table is ready with 2 records. Okay, now we'll see the JDBC part. So go to, I will create fresh project. All should pay attention. This is very important. Create class. See the what is the first step? Yes, do you remember that first step? Registering driver. Okay, or loading the driver. So there is a method called for name which is responsible for dynamically loading the driver. Getting, but this method is a static method, and this method is from class. Getting for see, this method is a class of class. Getting, class is a itself class in Java. Class is a itself class in Java. So this is static method, and you need to specify the driver. So which driver is there? com dot mysql dot jdbc dot driver. Getting, so see, this is the first step. com dot mysql dot jdbc driver. Now see, it is showing me some warning, that is you need to handle the exception, or this statement is a risky code, so you need to add that in try and catch. Now very important thing, see, this driver is not actually present in the GRA folder or sorry JDK folder, you need to externally add that driver. So how to add that driver? So see, I have already opened this Java T point. Here you will get that driver file. So see, there is one jar file, mysql connector.jar. The same way for Oracle, that is different, Oracle 14 or something. Getting. So you need to download this jar file because driver, your driver, that com dot mysql.jdbc.driver, that driver is actually present in this file. So you need to download this file because you need to add this file in your project. So remember this step. In exam, in ES exam, you may forget this step. Getting. So you need to remember this. So just download this file. Okay. I will keep this file here in JPL folder. Getting. So you can get this file on internet. Go to project structure of and to add the project, then build path, configure build path. Okay, select libraries here and add external jar file. Add external jar. Here it is also there, but I will use that one. Okay, select this and open. It is added, apply and close. Getting. So see, getting this driver is you need to explicitly add. Okay, so see here in reference library, it is now present. This is jar file. Getting. So this driver is present in this file. So this is the first step. We have registered the driver. Getting. So for name method, which is a static method of class. Getting. And what is the job of this method? It is used to load driver dynamically. Getting. Next, now you need to establish the connection. Now there is a get connection method. There is a get connection method which is used to establish the connection. But as we already discussed that while establishing the connection, you need to mention some important things. Getting. So see, there are three things you need to mention. Actually, first thing is URL. Getting URL, or it is also called as connection string. So see, first thing you need to mention in that URL, again multiple things are there. First thing, which API you are going to use. So which API we are going to use for this connectivity? JDBC, ODBC, OLEDB, ADIO.NET. Which API we are going to use? Just tell me. Which API we are going to use? JDBC. That is Java Database Connectivity API. Next, colon. Which DBMS we are going to use? MySQL, colon. Now where your database is present, right now it is present on localhost. If it is present in suppose IL5 lab on some machine, you have installed this MySQL, then you need to give the IP address of that machine. That is also okay. Colon. What is the port number of MySQL? 3306. See here you can see port number of MySQL 3306. Getting. Slash. What is the database name? What is the database name? RIT India I have mentioned. Second argument is what is the username of that MySQL? Getting. While installing, you have given some username. Getting. So see, get connection method is used to establish the connection. So for establishing the connection, you need to mention three things. First thing is URL. So this is nothing but URL where your database is present. Getting. So it is present on current machine. Okay. What is the port number of MySQL? 3306. Which API I am going to use? JDBC. Which DBMS I am going to use? MySQL. For Oracle, this may be different. JDBC will be same. MySQL instead of MySQL, there will be Oracle. Port number of Oracle is also different. Port number of Oracle is also different. Okay. Here I am mentioning the username. की MySQL इंस्टॉल करताना जो युजरनेम मी दिला असेल तो आता मी पासवर्ड काय दिलेला नाही. युजरनेम फक्त काय बाय डिफॉल्ट काय रूट असतो. गेटिंग. सो इट इज आस्किंग मी टू add the catch block. So see, I'm adding catch block, SQL exception, getting for this statement. Now next, now see this particular method, after successful establishing the connection, it will return the connection object. It will return the connection object. See, you need to import. You need to import the SQL package. See, connection is also present in another. See, while importing, see, connection is actually interface. Connection is actually interface that is present in C com.mysql.jdbc package also, and it is also present in Java SQL package. We require Java SQL package. Make sure that you are importing connection interface from java.sql package. Otherwise, there will be problem. Okay, so we are using only one package, java.sql package. So connection is an interface. Just move mouse over this connection. You can see there is an I symbol here. Getting there is an I symbol. Just move mouse to class. What is class? Class is a class. Class is a class. Getting see SQL exception. What is that SQL exception? It is a class. Exception class. Getting class not found. Exception. See, you can see C letter here. Getting how to recognize whether that is class or interface. Are you getting, guys? Eclipse is showing which one is class, which one is interface. If you move mouse to that particular identifier, it is showing whether it is interface or class. So see here it is showing it is I, interface. Getting? So this method will return the object. Next, what is the third step? Creating the statement. So how statement will be creating? There is a method create statement. Create statement. This method will create the statement object. Getting? So statement is also interface. Statement is also interface. So import that. See, it is also interface. Getting? Next. What is next statement? What is next step? Fourth step. First step is registering driver. Next one is establishing connection. Third one is creating statement. What is fourth step? Yes, there is a difference between statement and query. Statement and query. We are not yet specify which query I am going to fire. So what is fourth step? Executing query. Executing query. So statement dot execute query. So right now I'm going to use whatever records are present in my table. Just I'm going to retrieve those records. So I'm using execute query. And what is the query for retrieving the record? All record, select star from table name. Getting? So select star from table name. Getting, guys? This is executing query. 4 step of 5 steps are there. Getting? Registering driver, there is loading driver. Next, establishing connection, executing creating statement and executing query, and 4th step is closing the database. Now see what is the output of this. So this method execute query will execute select star from student, and it will see, it will just give you one pointer, or it is also called as cursor. It will give you that pointer will point here. Just recall the concept of iterator enumerator in collection. Iterator enumerator. Do you remember that? Iterator enumerator. We have used those interfaces. Enumeration and iterator. Enumeration and iterator. So same concept. So it will return the result set object actually. Okay, so result set is also interface. So this method will give you one result set object. Means it is a just one pointer. It is just one pointer which is pointing to student table, So right now I have created object as reference name as Arias. So now result set is pointing to student table. So that is the output of actually this line. Select star from student. This query will be fired, and this execute query method will return one result set object. Getting that is RS. So now RS is pointing to your table. RS is pointing to your table. Now you need to. Now we don't know how many records are present in my table. So I can use loop. जसं आपण तिकडे पण लूप वापरत होतो बरोबर. फॉर इच लूप किंवा व्हाईल वापरत होतो की नेक्स्ट करायचं. इटरेटर डॉट next element, iterator dot has next. It just check has next element. Getting असेल तर retrieve that. In the same way, see what I'm going to do. Result set dot next method. I'm just checking whether next record is present. See right now your result set is pointing to table. Result set is pointing to table. You can call it as a table. समजा हा रोल नंबर आहे. See this is roll number. Here can name column actually. Okay, address. First one is the this one. So your result set is right now pointing to column. You can just consider that. And now we are checking whether rs dot next. Rs dot next means this pointer will just look ahead. म्हणजे तो काय करेल की पुढे चेक करेल. लुक अहेड करतोय तो लुक अहेड की पुढे चेक करेल की इज देअर एनी रेकॉर्ड प्रेझेंट नेक्स्ट. इफ इट इज प्रेझेंट म्हणजे ह्याच्या खाली हे समजते का बघा. हे कॉलमला तो पॉईंट करतोय आता. ह्याच्या खाली तो चेक करतोय की पुढे जाऊन चेक करतोय की इतर रेकॉर्ड आहे का. समजलं. जसं इटरेटर होतं इटरेटर इन्युमरेशन जसं होतं सेम तसं त्यावेळेला पण मी सांगितलं की आपण हे डाटाबेसच्या वेळेला बघणार आहे. गेटिंग म्हणजे हा RS काय करतो. RS डॉट नेक्स्ट मेथड काय करते की तो लुक अहेड करतोय की पुढे जाऊन चेक करतोय की पुढे रेकॉर्ड आहे का नेक्स्ट रेकॉर्ड आहे का. असेल तर काय करणार आहे इट विल रिटर्न ट्रू. इट विल रिटर्न ट्रू. अँड नाव वी नीड टू गेट दॅट रेकॉर्ड. Okay, so simply see I am going to display those records on console. Going to retrieve those records on console. Okay, so simply what I will do, I will just display those records. Now to get actual record, getting so 3 columns are there, so 3 values are there. Getting roll number, name and address. So now you need to fire the methods of result set. So rs dot get int method. So first column is of type integer. Getting so I am using get int method and you need to specify the column index. So column index always start with 1. So roll number is its index is 1, name 1, address 2. Getting then I just concatenate that output, then space. What is next column? Name. What is next column? Name. What is the type of that? Varchar you have mentioned. Okay. For that there is a string, get string method. What is the column index? What is the column index? 2. And what is last? rs dot get string. What is the column index? 3. Okay. So see what is happening. rs dot get int 1. rs dot get int 1. This will give rs dot next will check whether next record is present there or not. Getting whether their next record is present or not. If it is present, then it will return true and it will simply point that rs to that record. It will simply point that to that record. So it is now pointing to first record. तर थोडा डिफरन्स आहे बघा. कलेक्शनचा जो इटरेटर होता आणि इन्युमरेशन होता तिथं कसं होत होता बघा. आपण काय करायचो, इटरेट मेथड कॉल करायचो. जर तुम्हाला आठवत असेल तर बघा, हे बघा असा कोड होता, इटरेटर IT इक्वल टू समजा ॲरे लिस्ट असेल डॉट काय होतं, इटरेट मेथड होती. बरोबर, असं कोडिंग होतं तिकडं. हा इटरेटर पण इंटरफेस होता तिथं, बरोबर. आणि इथं रिझल्ट सेट पण काय इंटरफेस आहे. ॲरे लिस्ट डॉट इटरेट हे काय करायचं, एक इटरेटर द्यायचा. इटरेटर म्हणजेच काय, कर्सर, की एक पॉइंटर देतोय की ज्या पॉइंटरनं तुम्ही काय करू शकता, ॲरे लिस्टला ट्रॅव्हर्स करू शकता, ॲरे लिस्टला तुम्ही इटरेट करू शकता किंवा ट्रॅव्हर्स करू शकता. तसं इथं सेम, इथं पण काय दिलंय तुम्हाला, एक्झिक्यूट क्वेरी मेथडनं काय दिलाय, एक पॉइंटर दिलाय, एक कर्सर दिलाय. गेटिंग, इंटरलॉकेशन विच आर द कर्सर्स अवेलेबल इन जावा. इटरेटर, इन्युमरेशन आणि रिझल्ट सेट हे कर्सर आहेत, पॉइंटर आहेत थोडक्यात, की ते तुम्हाला काय करतात. आता इथं हा रिझल्ट सेट काय करतो, इट इज अलाउइंग यू टू इटरेट और ट्रॅव्हर्स द होल टेबल रेकॉर्ड वन बाय वन. गेटिंग, रेकॉर्ड वन बाय वन. ओके, तिकडे काय होतं, ॲरे लिस्टचे इलेमेंट तो ट्रॅव्हर्स करत होता वन बाय वन. आणि आपण तिकडे काय लॉजिक वापरलं होतं, नेक्स्ट इटरेटर दिला की जो तुमच्या ॲरे लिस्टला पॉईंट करतो. आणि त्यानंतर आपण व्हाईल लूप वापरली होती, बरोबर. काय केलं होतं सांगा, IT डॉट हॅज नेक्स्ट, बरोबर. डू यू रिमेंबर दिस कोडिंग. आणि परत आपण काय केलं होतं, SOP तो इलेमेंट ॲक्च्युली रिट्राईव्ह करण्यासाठी काय केलं होतं, IT डॉट नेक्स्ट, बरोबर ना. डू यू रिमेंबर दॅट. म्हणजे IT डॉट हॅज नेक्स्टनं काय केलं होतं, की तो लूक अहेड करायचा की पुढं आहे का, इलेमेंट आहे का नेक्स्ट, असेल तर काय करायचा, ट्रू रिटर्न करायचा. गेटिंग, आणि आतमध्ये आलो आणि ॲक्च्युअल तो व्हॅल्यू घेण्यासाठी आपण काय करायचो, नेक्स्ट इलेमेंट म्हणजे तो इलेमेंट घेत होतो. तसं इथं थोडा डिफरन्स काय बघा, की दोघंही इथं इटरेट मेथड इटरेटर देतोय, एक्झिक्यूट क्वेरी मेथड काय देते, रिझल्ट सेट देते. दोघंही आता म्हणजे तो तिकडं ॲरे लिस्टला पॉईंट करायचा इटरेटर, इकडं रिझल्ट सेट पॉईंट करतोय तुमच्या टेबलला. आता आपण चेक केलं पाहिजे की पुढं रेकॉर्ड आहे का. तसं ॲरे लिस्टमध्ये आपण व्हॅल्यू आहे का चेक करायला काय केलं, हॅज नेक्स्ट वापरलं. असेल तर तो काय करायचा, ट्रू रिटर्न करायचा, बाकी काय करत नव्हता. पण इथं रिझल्ट सेट काय करतोय, रिझल्ट सेट डॉट नेक्स्ट, इट विल डू लुक अहेड की वेदर नेक्स्ट रेकॉर्ड इज प्रेझेंट. इफ इट इज प्रेझेंट, रिटर्न ट्रू अँड जस्ट पॉइंट दॅट पॉइंटर टू दॅट रेकॉर्ड, पॉइंट दॅट पॉइंटर टू दॅट फर्स्ट नेक्स्ट रेकॉर्ड. हे करतोय तो, समजते का. ओके, त्यानंतर इकडे आपण काय केलं होतं, ॲक्च्युअल दॅट व्हॅल्यू घेण्यासाठी, ॲक्च्युअल टू रिट्राईव्ह दॅट ॲरे लिस्ट व्हॅल्यू यू शुड कॉल IT डॉट नेक्स्ट मेथड. कारण आता तो अजून पहिल्याच ह्याला आहे, तो पुढच्या ह्याला पाहिजे, त्यासाठी आपल्याला IT डॉट नेक्स्ट करतो तो. पण इथं कसं आहे की दॅट रेकॉर्ड कंटेन्स मल्टिपल व्हॅल्यू, दॅट रेकॉर्ड कंटेन्स मल्टिपल व्हॅल्यू. ॲरे लिस्टमध्ये काय होतं की नेक्स्ट व्हॅल्यू एकच व्हॅल्यू होती. हिअर दॅट रेकॉर्ड कंटेन्स मे बी 1000 व्हॅल्यूज, 1000 columns may be present. Getting, so that's why you need to call their own method, individual methods. So that's why RS right now is pointing to first record. Now there may be multiple values, so you need to call their individual methods. So to get the first value, you need to call rs dot get int method and the column index. Getting, so column index of roll number is 1. Next value is of first record, again rs dot get string. थर्ड व्हॅल्यू ऑफ फर्स्ट रेकॉर्ड RS डॉट गेट स्ट्रिंग. समजलं काय करतोय आपण, परत तो काय करणार, हे झालं प्रिंट करून झालं, परत व्हाईल RS डॉट नेक्स्ट, व्हाईल RS डॉट नेक्स्ट. अगेन राईट नाव इट इज पॉइंटिंग टू फर्स्ट रेकॉर्ड, इट विल लुक अहेड, म्हणजे तो पुढे जाऊन बघतोय की अजून पुढे रेकॉर्ड आहे का. असेल तर रिटर्न ट्रू अँड इट विल पॉइंट RS टू दॅट रेकॉर्ड. समजलं का. अरे काय रिप्लाय द्या, समजते का नाही काय. व्हाईल मध्ये काय करतोय बघा, RS डॉट नेक्स्ट काय करतोय, इट विल चेक वेदर नेक्स्ट रेकॉर्ड इज देर एनी अनदर नेक्स्ट रेकॉर्ड प्रेझेंट. इफ इट इज प्रेझेंट, रिटर्न ट्रू अँड इट विल चेंज दॅट RS टू नेक्स्ट रेकॉर्ड. गेटिंग, त्यामुळे आतमध्ये गेल्यावर RS इज नाव ऑलरेडी पॉइंटिंग टू दॅट नेक्स्ट रेकॉर्ड. वी आर जस्ट गेटिंग दॅट दोज व्हॅल्यूज, मल्टिपल व्हॅल्यूज, गेट इंट, गेट स्ट्रिंग, गेट स्ट्रिंग. ओके, पण इकडं कलेक्शनच्या वेळेला वेगळं होतं बघा. कलेक्शनच्या वेळेला तो जस्ट काय करायचा, रिटर्न ट्रू करायचा असेल तर, आणि ती व्हॅल्यू घ्यायला परत आपल्याला त्याला नेक्स्टला पॉईंट करावं लागायचं, कारण तिथं रेकॉर्ड नव्हतं, एकच व्हॅल्यू होती. इथं रेकॉर्ड आहे, रेकॉर्ड म्हणजे मल्टिपल व्हॅल्यू आहेत. ओके, अँड सी वी आर just displaying that, and this process will be continued till all the records are finished. म्हणजे आर एस ज्यावेळेला तुमचा लास्ट रेकॉर्डच्या जाईल लास्ट रेकॉर्डला त्यावेळेला हे काय येणार आहे फॉल्स येणार आहे. आर एस डॉट नेक्स्ट काय येणार आहे फॉल्स येणार आहे ज्यावेळेला तो लास्ट रेकॉर्डला पॉईंट करणार आहे त्यावेळेला. ओके अँड सी सिम्पली आय एम ॲडिंग द लास्ट स्टेप that is connection close. Finally, see it is now to just declare them before try. Before try मी actually just काय करतो declare करतो ते. Okay, now see it is showing me that this is also risky code. Connection dot close is also risky code. So what you need to do, again you need to add that in try catch. See it may possible that key finally block also may throw exception. Just I will initialize this will null, no problem. Okay, any doubt in this 5 steps? Now just we'll run this. What is expected output? Whatever records are there in your MySQL, RIT India database, those should be displayed. Where is console? Okay, run this like this. Getting the output? Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so this is simple. Only five steps you need to remember. जर मला इन्सर्ट करायचं असेल आता ऑलरेडी टेबल आहे मी जस्ट इन्सर्ट करून दाखवतो. इन्सर्टसाठी मी जस्ट आय विल change this line. Okay, so see what I need to do. Statement dot now execute query. This method is for select. Just in database you know that different types of queries are there, DDL, DML, getting DCL, TCL, DQL. In the same way here methods are also different. Execute query is for select only, getting if you want to do manipulation then execute update method is there, getting execute update method is there. So execute update and see right now I'm doing manually, getting I'm inserting manually. Actually हे आपल्याला काय करायचं युजर कडून घ्यायचं आहे आणि परत करायचं आपल्याला. Insert into student values and I will insert some values. So for example see right now 10 11, so I will insert next record, that is 12. Suppose I'm inserting ABC and suppose I'm inserting Mumbai. I'm doing right now statically. I'm not accepting values from user, getting I'm not accepting values from user. Okay, and whether this while loop is required for this coding. What about while loop? Will it require for this insert at the time of insertion?
No.
Getting immediately if you want to retrieve that then it is required. So right now I will commit it, getting and just check whether records are inserted or not. Now just check database, just refresh this. So record is inserted, getting.
Yes.
Okay, so in actual application कसं असणार आहे की we are going to accept these values, roll number, name and address from user and then we are going to insert. Okay, that will be actual application. Okay, now if I remove this, see this results sheet. Actually, the return type of this one is integer, so that's why it is not getting. So just comment it and just remove this. Now see, all the records will be displayed. Run like this, run as Java application. All 3 records will be displayed on console. Just getting. Select an insertion. In the same way, you can do update and delete. Okay, so in next lecture we'll see update and delete getting, and then also through application how we can do this, that we'll see. Getting. So I will show you one complete application in next lecture. Getting. On tomorrow's lecture I will show you complete application. That means frame is there, getting some user interface components are there, swing components are there. We'll ask, that means input from user, will insert that input to the this one database, then we'll retrieve that, we'll ask user to update any record, we'll ask user to delete any record. Getting. So through application I will show you that. Getting. So any doubt in this lecture? This is very simple database connectivity point. So that is there in your actually last chapter. Okay. So maybe in next 2 lecture we will complete our syllabus. So if you have any doubt in this, then you can ask me. Yes, any doubt in this database connectivity? Only remember 5 steps. First, registering the driver. Driver is different for different DBMS. We are using JDBC API. Getting. For MySQL, driver will be different. Oracle driver will be different. Access driver will be different. Getting. Then second one is establishing the connection. So 3 things are there. First one is URL, username, password. Username, password you are giving while installing the MySQL. Getting that you need to specify there. First one is URL. URL first which API you are using. So JDBC. Then which DBMS MySQL. Then IP address of machine. Then port number of MySQL, and then database name. Then third step is actually creating the statement. Okay. Next step is executing the query. That may be select, insert, update, delete, alter, create, and then next one is closing the connection. Okay, and all these things are the risky ones, so that's why you need to add that coding, risky coding, try catch. Getting. Okay, database, socket connection, file handling, these are the risky codes because you are playing with data. That data may be sensitive data, so you should handle the exceptions. Getting. So that is which exception we are handling: SQL exception, then class not found exception. Okay, so remember that. And all these APIs, that means interfaces and classes, they are present in java.sql package. Getting. So you need to import that. Okay, so port number of MySQL is 3306. If you have any doubt, you can ask me offline.